Stop keeping cash in the bank. Do this instead. Your bank account is silently robbing you blind right now, and you don't even know it. I'm serious. If you are keeping any significant amount of cash, your emergency fund, your down payment savings, whatever, in a standard savings account, you are guaranteed to lose purchasing power this year. That money is shrinking, slowly, month after month, just sitting there. Why are you making $0 when you could be making thousands? If your money is sitting in a traditional savings account, you are essentially paying the bank to borrow your cash for free, and inflation is doing the rest of the damage. This is a common problem, and almost every viewer watching this faces it. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 specific places to move that cash, places that pay you so much that you'll be making more money from holding your savings passively than I made trying to be a California landlord. And stick around because the final strategy is the ultimate tax-free cash flow cheat code that even financial pros often ignore, and it's the exact reason I sold my $2.1 million house. The lie of safety. Welcome back to the channel. I know this sounds harsh, but we have to talk about the expectations versus the reality of traditional banking. The expectation is that the bank is the safest place for your money. The reality? It's safe from theft, but it is not safe from devaluation. When you have high inflation, every dollar you keep in a 0.01% checking account gets hammered. If you put $10,000 in there, and inflation runs at 5%, you just lost $500 in purchasing power. You might as well have taken a $500 bill out of your wallet and set it on fire. Now, I understand why people fear taking money out of the bank. You're worried about risk, right? You think putting your money anywhere else means you might lose it. But I faced this exact same risk anxiety when I bought my house back in Los Angeles in 2020 for $2.1 million. When I bought it, I thought I'd keep it forever. But things changed quickly. When I realized that keeping the house, a piece of property that appreciated significantly, was actually causing me stress and costing me time, I knew I had to make a change. The solution wasn't to be a landlord. The solution was to put that money somewhere safe that generates cash flow without any of the headache. I'm going to walk you through how you can achieve that same peace of mind with your liquid savings. Here is the 3-step plan to fix your disappearing savings account, starting with the simplest, most basic step and moving toward the ultimate tax-free cash flow. Step 1. Solving the near-zero rate problem with HISAs. The first place cash needs to go, especially your readily accessible money, the 3 to 6 months of expenses you need for an emergency fund, is into a high-yield savings account, HYSA. This is the non-negotiable floor. If you are using a major traditional bank that pays pennies, you are making a massive mistake. Switch to an HYSA. Many online banks currently pay 4% or 5%. That's instantly hundreds of dollars more in your pocket every year, with the money still easily accessible when you need it. But here is where most people stop, and this is where you run into the hidden problem. The reason why HISAs are not the end-all solution. The tax trap. When you earn that interest, the government treats it as ordinary income. If you live in a high-income, high-tax state, you could be losing 30%, 35%, maybe even 40% of that interest to combined federal and state taxes. That awesome 5% rate suddenly becomes an effective rate of 3.25% or 3%. If inflation is running at 4%, you are still losing ground. It's frustrating, isn't it, when you think you're doing the right thing, but the taxman takes a huge slice and your money still shrinks? So, HYSAs are a necessary first step, but we need to go deeper to truly protect your cash. Step 2. Eliminating state taxes with T-bills. This next level is for the cash you have saved up for short-term opportunities, maybe a down payment for a future investment, or liquid capital you want ready to deploy within the next year. This money needs to be just as safe but much more tax-efficient than an HYSA. This is where you look at Treasury bills or T-bill ETFs. T-bills are the shortest-term debt issued by the U.S. government. They are viewed as one of the safest investments globally. But the real magic here isn't the safety. It's the tax advantage. The money you earn from U.S. Treasury products is typically exempt from state and local income taxes. Think about the contrast. An HYSA pays 5% interest but you lose state tax on that income. A T-bill pays a slightly different rate, but you often only pay federal tax. If you live in one of the 42 states that taxes interest income, this is a massive financial advantage. You might think, well, I don't want to buy bonds. That sounds complicated. I get it. But you don't have to buy the T-bills directly. You can buy easy-to-use ultra-short-term exchange-traded funds, ETFs, like SGOV or TFLO. These ETFs hold the T-bills for you. You buy them and sell them just like a stock on any brokerage account, and they are nearly as liquid as cash. This is how you optimize your liquidity. You maintain safety and access while minimizing the tax bite from your state government. But we still haven't fixed the biggest problem: federal taxes. That brings us to the ultimate cash parking strategy, the one I used after selling my house. Step 3. The tax-free cheat code, municipal bonds. Remember when I said I would show you a place to park cash that paid me more than I could earn passively renting out my $2.7 million property? This is it. When I decided to sell my Los Angeles house, which I bought for $2.1 million, I had a choice. I could try to rent it out, or I could take the proceeds and put them somewhere else. Renting the house was a financial nightmare. Because I was subject to Santa Monica rent control, I was capped at a $60 rent increase per year, while my expenses, taxes, insurance, repairs, were increasing 10 times faster. And if I rented it out, the tenant gained the right to stay indefinitely, and I could barely move back in without paying them a relocation fee of almost $40,000. The risk and stress were enormous. So, I sold the house. What did I do with that substantial cash? I put it into a tax-free municipal bond fund. Municipal bonds are simply debt issued by local governments, cities, counties, school districts. They use this debt to fund things like roads and schools. Because these entities offer an important public service, the federal government gives a massive tax break to the people who buy their debt. The interest you earn from these bonds is often exempt from federal, state, and local taxes. Think about this. That 5% taxable return from the HYSA, which dropped to 3% after all the government cuts, is now being compared to a 3.5% or 4% yield from a muni bond ETF that is entirely tax-free cash flow. For high-income earners, which is what you are if you're trying to optimize your savings, a 4% tax-free yield is mathematically the same as earning 6% or 7% in a taxable account. That is incredibly efficient. That kind of passive, secure, tax-free cash flow is much better than dealing with broken fountains, gardening bills, and tenant disputes in a rental property. When you compare the headache and the regulatory risk of being a landlord to simply parking the money in a tax-free MUN bond fund, the bond fund wins on peace of mind and often wins on net cash flow. This is the ultimate secret weapon for large cash reserves that you don't need access to tomorrow. It minimizes risk, maximizes returns against inflation, and eliminates the taxman entirely. The ultimate cash flow system. You now have a system for every dollar you save. Level 1, Emergency Fund. The highest yielding HYSA you can find. Accept the taxes for immediate access. Level 2, Opportunity Cash. T-bill ETFs. Gain state tax exemption for highly liquid, short-term savings. Level 3, Long-term Reserves. Tax-free municipal bond funds. Generate secure, tax-free cash flow that minimizes risk and stress, proving that passive efficiency often beats the high overhead of other investments. You have the toolkit to stop losing money in the bank and start getting paid. You are no longer letting your money vanish quietly. But here is the final tip. The cherry on top that rewards you for watching until the very end. The true payoff of optimizing your cash like this is the option value it gives you. It's not just about earning 4% or 5%. It's about having efficiently parked cash ready to be deployed. If the market takes a major dip, if real estate finally becomes a better opportunity, you have a pile of money optimized and ready to buy low. You are positioned to jump on opportunities that people with stagnant 0.01% savings accounts will miss out on entirely. That option value is worth more than any small interest rate. If you found this breakdown simple and useful, and you want to know what to do when it is time to deploy that optimized cash for long-term wealth, what to buy after the cash is flowing, you need to check out the video I made right here. I break down the two specific ETFs I'm buying right now for the long term, including the World Market ETF and the Bitcoin ETF I mentioned after selling my house. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe for more high-retention money strategies. I'll see you in the next video. Don't let your money sit idly in the bank for another minute. Go get paid.